Thank you for joining the JB's Heart of a Poet channel. For my subscribers, hit the like button, also the notification bell. It'll bring up the algorithm, help others to know where they can find me. Also, they can hear the poetry. Also, for the ones that haven't subscribed and watched the channel, please hit the like button and the notification bell. It's free. Today's poem is called Can't. Can't get past this glass dome. They electroshocking us and beating us until we're gone. I write too much, so it would be crazy for me to use a pen that was pawned. Spiritually, we can be dead as a winter's lawn. Peace, have that line ever been drawn? Spawn the deceased, the apocalypse is now formed. As a child, I was told only when Jesus comes back can anything be reformed. He is the captain and the anchor in the most vicious storms. Hold on. Can't get past that glass dome. Firmament is permanent. Can't. Bible verse of the day, Psalms 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Thank you for stopping by this channel. Leave a comment. And once again, if you have poetry that you would like for me to read on this channel, I'll be happy to do so. You can email me at itstheoutsider@gmail.com. Have a great rest of your week. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Deshaun on the track. You changed your from Miss B channel. Oh, okay. Praise the Lord. Good to have you. Praise God for you today. Like I said, it's had to make my family some breakfast this morning. I got my yard work in early this morning, so I had to get myself together. Sorry, I'm running. I'm running behind. Better late than never, though, right? um, Sunny at my house, a little cool, kinda. Um, yeah, it's great. Always is. Always have been. Uh, got a new poem today called sorry that the grass and stuff it gets me. Um, hey, Deshaun on the track. You Deshaun rather. You do music. If you do music, we need to get together. Um, poem today is called Mission Complete. I wrote it yesterday, maybe day before yesterday. Yeah. Okay. Praise the Lord. Um, we've been in the Book of Kings. For you for you thirsty Bible readers out there. Um, reading it slowly. I got a lot of beats. Oh. Give you my email. Let the Lord lead you on what to do, man. Let him lead you on what to do. I've been looking for somebody. For one, you always want somebody you can trust. I take my writing serious, so you always want somebody you can trust, rely on. Uh, Somebody that just is dedicated to what they do is what you do, you know. I'm always looking for somebody, and got an ear, got a good ear, you know. But like I said, back to the Bible. Get my Bible. King Kings is kind of almost like Judges. We're gonna get through it. At least I'm gonna get through it. I think I just read like one chapter. Just going through it slowly. Sam Cooker. The OK Lounge is sippy. Now this is a Sam Coker. This is a friendly channel. It's all about Bible and poetry. You was on my auntie's channel with the glove thing, and I blocked you. So you can stay on here if you want to hear Bible and poetry, but we're not talking about gloves today. Yes, the weekend was it was nice. It was nice. Rain some. But yeah, it was nice. Cooked out a little bit. Thank you, sir. Thank you. But anywho, we've been in the the Book of Kings, and Kings is, like I said, to me, it's like Judges. It's up, especially with the wordplay. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a wonderful time. Of course, my children was busy as usual. 3 of my children was hardly home this weekend. My baby girl, she was home, so we had a good time. But as they get older, they like to do other things. So okay. Praise the Lord. I sure will. I'll get in touch with you as soon as possible. If you hang in there, man, I normally do my poem last. I normally get to, dissect this word first, and then I won't be long today. Like I said, I just got done doing some yard work, and my allergies and stuff is kicking up, but no excuses. We're gonna get through it. Say a word of prayer, and then we'll see what we can see in the second chapter of Kings. Glory be to the Most High, God above the firmament, that sits high above the firmament, that no man can penetrate. It's me again. Master, I ask that you lead me, guide me to be a mouthpiece for you right now. Come down. Spirit of truth, be here. Be a light. Allow me to step aside. Let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And as I read your word, help it to be made clear, to be made manifest in our ear and in our heart, the things that you want us to hear, the things you want us to see. And I thank you and give you praise and glory, and thank you for the ones on the live today. If they're hurting, touch them in whatever areas they're hurting, whether it's physical, spiritual, give them strength. For you are all powerful, all knowing, all understanding, all wise. Do something strange and weird for us right now, so we'll know that it's you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. So let's see, can we see what God wants us to see today? Kings, 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 1. Chapter 2, verse 1. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die. And he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man, and keep the charge of the Lord thy God to work in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mightest prosper in all that thou doest and whatsoever thou turnest thyself. Uh, Sippy, how was your weekend? You asked me, how was yours? I don't want to be rude. That the Lord may continue his word which he spake concerning me, saying, if thy children take heed to thy way to walk before me in truth with all their heart and with all their soul, there shall not fail thee, said he, a man on the throne of Israel. Can't get away from, no matter how much you read this thing, you can't get away from Israel. How many of us desire truth today? A question for a question. We're reading about truth, so how many of us desire truth? Moreover, thou knowest also what Joab, the son of Zeruiah, did to me, and what he did to the two captains of the host of Israel, unto Abner the son of Ner, and unto Amashai the son of Jether, whom he slew and shed the blood of war and peace, and put the blood of war upon his girdle that was about his loins, and in his shoes that were on his feet. But therefore, according to thy wisdom, and let not his whore, HOAR, that means gray hair, head go down to the grave in peace, but show kindness unto the sons of Barzillai, the Gileadite, and let them be of those that eat at thy table, for so they came to me when I fled because Absalom, thy brother. We'll get through it. And behold, thou hast with thee Shimei, the son of Geror, a Benjamite of Bahiram, which cursed me with a gruesome curse in the day when I went to Mahanaim, but he came down to meet me at Jordan, and I swear to him by the Lord, saying, I will not put thee to death with the sword. Now therefore hold him not guiltless, for thou art a wise man, and knowest what thou oughtest to do unto him. But his whorehead bring down to the grave with blood. So David slept with his fathers and was buried in the city of David. And the days that David reigned over Israel was 40 years. 7 years reigned he in Hebron, and 33 years reigned he in Jerusalem. 12 is dark. Listening. Hey, Hammer Truth. Hello. Went to Birmingham and stayed with my daughter. It was a blessing. That's awesome. That is awesome. Praise the Lord for you, Amber Truth. 12 is dark. Then sat Solomon upon the throne of David his father, and his kingdom, and established greatly. Then sat Solomon upon the throne of David his father, and his kingdom was established greatly. And Adonijah, the son of Haggith, came to Bathsheba, the mother of Solomon, and she said, comest thou peaceably? And he said, peaceably. He said, moreover, I am somewhat to say unto thee. And she said, say on. And he said, thou knowest that the kingdom was mine, and that all Israel set their faces on me, that I should reign. Howbeit, the kingdom is turned about and become my brother's, for it was his from the Lord. And now I ask one petition of thee, deny me not. And she say unto him, say on. And he said, speak, I pray thee, unto Solomon the king, for he will not say thee nay, that he gave me Abishag the Shunammite to wife. And Bathsheba said, well, I speak for thee unto the king. Bathsheba therefore went unto King Solomon to speak unto him to Adonijah. And the king rose up to meet her and bowed himself unto her and sat down on his throne and caused a seat to be set for the king's mother, and she sat on his right hand. Then she said, I desire one small petition of thee. I pray thee, say me not nay. And the king said unto her, Ask on, O my mother, for I will not say thee nay. And she said, Let Abishai the Shumanite be given to Adonijah thy brother to wife. And King Solomon answered and said unto her, his mother, And what doest thou ask Abishag the Shumanite for Adonijah? Ask for him the kingdom also, for he is mine, elder brother, even for him, and the Abiathar the priest, and for Joab the son of Zariah. The king Solomon swore by the Lord, saying, God, so do to me, and moreover, if Abonijah have not spoken the word against his own life. Now therefore, as the Lord liveth, which have established me and set me on the throne of David my father, and who have made me an house, as he promised, Abonijah shall be put to death this day. And King Solomon sent by his hand of Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, and he fell upon him that he died. And unto 26 is dark, and unto Abiathar, the priest and the king, get thee to Anathoth, unto thine own field, for thou art worthy of death. But I will not at this time put thee to death, because thou bearest the ark of the Lord God before David my father, and because thou hast been afflicted, and all within my father was afflicted. So Solomon thrust out Abiathar from being priest unto the Lord, that he might fulfill the word of the Lord which he spake concerning the house of Eli in Shiloh. 28 is dark. Then tidings came to Joab, for Joab had turned unto Abonijah, though he turned not after Absalom. And Joab fled into the tabernacle of the Lord and caught hold on the horns of the altar. And it was told King Solomon that Joab was fled into the tabernacle of the Lord, and behold, it is by the altar. Then Solomon sent Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, saying, Go fall upon him. And Benaiah came to the tabernacle of the Lord and said unto him, Thou sayest the king, Come forth. And he said, Nay, but I will die here. And Benaiah brought the king word again, saying, Thus said Joab, and thus he answered me. And the king said unto him, Do as he hath said, and fall upon him, and bury him, that thou mayest take away the innocent blood which Joab shed from me and from the house of my father. And the Lord shall return his blood upon his own head, who fell upon two men more righteous and better than he, and slew them with the sword, my father David, not knowing therefore, to wit, Abner the son of Ner, captain of the host of Israel, and Amasa the son of Jether, captain of the host of Judah. Their blood shall therefore return upon the head of Joab and upon the head of his seed forever. But unto David and upon his seed and upon his house and upon his throne shall there be peace forever from the Lord. And Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, went up and fell upon him and slew him, and he was buried in his own house in the wilderness. 35 is dark. And the king put Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, in his room over the host, and Zodak did No sound. Can you hear me? Wonder if you can hear me. No C. It's saying that it's up. Sweet. Man, I don't know what's going on with it. You back. Okay. All right. Let's say 36 is dark, 35 is dark, 36 is dark too. And the king sent and called for Shimei and said unto him, build thee an house in Jerusalem and dwell there, and go not forth hence any whither. And it shall be that on the day that goest out and passeth over the brook of Kidron, thou shalt know for certain that thou shalt surely die. Thy blood shall be upon thine own head. And Shimei said unto the king, the saying is good, as many as my lord the king have said, so will thy servant do. And Shimei dwelt in Jerusalem many days. And it came to pass at the end of 3 years, we hear, yes, okay. And it came to pass at the end of 3 years that two of the servants of Shimei ran away unto Ashay, or Ashush, son of Maachais, king of Gith. And they told Shimei, saying, behold, thy servants be in Gith. And Shimei arose and saddled his ass and went to Gith to Ashesh to seek his servants. And Shimei went and brought his servants to Gith. And it was told Solomon that Shimei had gone from Jerusalem to Gith and was come again. And the king sent and called for Shimei and said unto him, did I not make thee to swear by the Lord, and protested unto thee, saying, no, for a certain on the day thou goest out and walkest abroad any whither, that thou shalt surely die. And thou saidest unto me, the Lord that I have heard is good, and went. Why then hast thou not kept the oath of the Lord and the commandment that I have charged with thee, or thee with? The king said moreover to Shimei, thou knowest all the wickedness which thine heart is privy to, that thou didst to David my father. Therefore the Lord shall return thy wickedness upon thy own head. And King Solomon shall be blessed, and the throne of David shall be established before the Lord forever. So the king commanded Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, which went out and fell upon him, that he died, and the kingdom was established in the hand of Solomon. Up and down, up and down. That wordplay. Made it past the second chapter. I'm gonna read this one slowly. Yeah. I didn't hear any praying in this particular scripture. I don't think I heard them talking to God much. in the scripture. It was all about to me, it was all about the kingdom, a kingdom being established. Um, Death, of course, in the Old Testament, you're gonna have that death, a lot of it. I know I was led to read it, but so far I'm just uh, we hearing the words in the Bible. I guess that's good enough, but to get a full understanding of the purpose of that scripture, I'm not there. So if anybody else could maybe enlighten the situation, I mean, panel's open. But for me, the things I said, that's what I got out of that one. So, um, yeah. Amber Angel's Truth is back. I'm gonna go get my poem. It's in the other room, and I'll be right back. Welcome back to JB's Heart of a Poet channel. Today's poem is called I Hardly Explore. When it's all said and done, put my pen on Mount Rushmore. Note this, Satan will not win this last war. Truth always stirs up an uproar. I didn't write this outside. The words came to me while I was indoors. And I know it's other artists out there, but I hardly explore. God is more than enough for me. Like you lying on your belly trying to swallow all the water coming from the seashores. Feeling like Lecrae's Rehab album, Lord, I want more. Sin bores me, I want to snore. A tree planted by the rivers, not talking sycamore. Egyptians' pyramids all over the states. You would think Egypt was here. I see it clear, sheer. We should be on point like a freshly chopped dog's ear. Furthermore, the Lord I adore. He closes and opens doors. He lives now and forevermore. His love is sweeter than a candy store. I felt his touch, and I'm not looking for nothing more. I hardly explore. Thank you for listening. Hit the like button. Notification bell is free. Get the likes up for other people to hear this poem, to know about this channel. Have a great day. My friendly pen, it has a face, a smile, it grins. Woo! Praise the Lord. Yeah. That's my buddy. I'm writing with this one nowadays. Man, so nobody has nothing to say about the reading today. Praise the Lord. I'm usually on here an hour. It's only like 48 minutes in, so it seemed. Well, tell me. Let's see here. So can I pull this up right here? There you go. Can't find where. I know First Kings is the Old Testament. I mean, I could pretty much flow with the New Testament, but the Old Testament is words in the Bible, you know. There's something else I'm reading I'm gonna give to y'all, but first we got to get past Kings and Chronicles. Pink hair, yeah. You got a poem you want to spit? You could do that. I'm okay. That's one of my favorite poems. Hello, hello. She was on and left. Hello.
Hey, it always takes me a minute to do it on the phone.
Oh yeah, the phone. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, I have the laptop, but it's over there. I'm over here. Anyway, I was distracted because I got a lot going on. So I'm going to have to go back and really read that. But you're saying that you didn't get anything out of it?
I mean, you know, with the Old Testament, you're going to get death. I got that part. I got where David died. Solomon's trying to establish. Well, it said that Solomon established his kingdom, but then other parties came into play, and it's as if his kingdom hadn't really been established. So maybe you know, in a private time, I'm gonna have to read it again too to get a y'all, because when I say that that number's dark, I say 19 is dark or whatever. It seems as if it changes the course of the read.
I was wondering what the dark what it meant. It's like it's got a significant meaning or something for it.
Yeah, it's like, you know, because you got the regular numbers, and the regular numbers are plain. But you have parts in my Bible, which is it's a concordance Bible, but it's still it's still King James or whatnot. But it's got places where I showed you on the camera where the numbers is dark. And then you might have a dark star, or you might have a star that's not shaded in. And when you get to those parts right there, something, you know, like I said, the course of the story changes. You really listen to what it says, and there's something like weird going on. Like the part of Peter being naked on the boat, And then when Jesus came, he put a jacket on, but still jumped in the water anyway.
He was feeling shame.
I don't know, but that part of the Bible, you start seeing like a dark mark in the Bible before, when you get to that point. Yeah. I mean, I call them out every time I run up on one when I'm reading. I say, dark star, or a star that's not shaded in, or a dark number. I call it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Does your Bible have a key, like a key? I mean, where you can go either in the beginning or the end of the book, and it'll tell you, it'll say keys, like it'll tell you what the dark print means, what the star means, the meaning of the different things.
Okay.
It's like the key. It's like a key. It's what it, as far as I remember, it's been forever since I've even used a book that has a key.
Now it says here, it says the symbol aura besides a word or phrase denotes a read-along reference, which lists at the end of the verse other passages which have similar meaning or further bearing on the word or phrase indicated. And then it talks about the symbol T besides a word or phrase indicates a read-along translation and easy to understand alternate meaning at the end of the verse. Such clarifications built right into the text eliminate the need for constant referral to the Bible dictionary or to other volumes. Words of Christ are printed in red. Let's see. See what else we got here. Let me go to the back part.
I think, like when we get off of here, I'll go Google and see what all I can find on the meaning of the words in the Bible that are dark, more bold, or I'll find out I'll find it.
Yeah, because that's not. I mean, that's that's the only thing that I see in this Bible pertaining. I'm glad you pinpointed that out because I never took the time to even read that part.
Yeah, it's like a key. I think it used to say keywords or keys to something.
See, so you Bible savvy.
I'm gonna just tell you real quick, if it's all right. My ears are ringing. It's like I'm in a tunnel right now. I think it's the pollen. I've too much outside lately. But anyway,
that word hitting you in your ears because it's so sharp.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, it really could be that. Literally, it could be.
Could be.
I don't see why it couldn't be.
Neither.
But anyway, when I was before 6th grade, like last night, I was trying to figure out while I was going to sleep exactly what age I was at a certain event that happened in my life that I've never forgotten. And I think about it every day. But I was trying to figure out, okay, so it was around 5th grade, 6th grade. This bus used to come by and pick us all up in the neighborhood or whoever wanted to go to church, and I felt like the parents let us go because they wanted us out of their hair for the day. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I went and I ended up getting my blind brother and 2 of my sisters, my younger sisters, to go with me. And then, he's like, why don't you get your mom to go? And I'm like, okay. So I was going to church. Partially, I enjoyed church, but I also needed to get away from my mother, right? Mm-hmm. I hate to be saying that, but it's true. And so she started going to church with us, and everything was fine in church and everything was happy on the way home on the bus. And then we get in the house and it seemed like she would take off her religious overtone, her happy suit, or I don't know, trying to explain it. But she changed. She was, and then all of us were arguing, and I was the different child. I didn't want to argue. Seemed like I had a lot of sense at that age too. So I ended up I quit going to church because my mother was going to church and my siblings were going, and they were nice as they could be on the bus and at the church, but you get home and all hell would break loose again. And I'm like, there's no escape. So everything I learned before 7th grade. Don't ask me, how, but I must have really, really enjoyed it because it seems like I know most of what I've heard. I mean, then I'm getting more clarity as I get older, but I was out on them streets for over 2 decades and, went in and out of detox, rehabs for very short periods of time. And I would hear things there, but I had already heard them. I had already heard them because I literally quit going to church around 7th grade. So I don't know how I got instilled with some of the stuff. Like when I watch Miss B, I recall the story, but I can't recall the names. You know what I'm saying? I know the meaning of what she's saying, but I can't call out names. And I'm not good with numbers, so I rely on. Right now, I rely on you. I haven't relied on anyone else before that. Like literally, rely on you reading the word. I almost feel like crying because you don't know how much that means. Because I mean, I could get out that magnifying glass thing and read. It's just so there's visual learners and there's hands-on learners and there's some other kind of learner, but I am a learner by visual or hearing.
Yeah.
I can't read and comprehend anything. I would have to read it over and over and over, and I'm like, why, what is it? So it's some kind of issue going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not mentally off. I just don't learn that way. I can't absorb. And that phone ain't nothing but the devil, I swear, because every time I pick it up, it's one of them they're trying to sell something or con you out of something.
So. Sell the con you out of it.
I ought to answer and let you hear what I say to him. You probably die laughing, but I end up getting them good. They don't. I have never known the same person to call back, and I'm not mean. I answer all their questions, then I start asking them questions.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, I ain't got time for this." I'm like, "Okay, have a good day."
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know how it is. I used to be a salesman. I sold door to door for 6 years. So,
well, that's a little better than telephone.
Yeah, that's door to door is rough though because you got people.
It's dangerous.
People come to the door with the GUNs.
Yes.
Or they come to the door and let they stick the dog on you.
Yep. Let me ask you a personal question. Well, I didn't mean to cut you off, but then again, I did. And the other day, like how many days has it been since you've been on and reading like normal, like before today? It seemed like the whole weekend I didn't catch you.
Yeah, I wasn't Yeah, I had my baby girl this weekend. Well, I mean, I
Oh,
always got her, but my
I
other
know what you mean.
my other three was they was gone. So I wanted to spend time with her. So I laid this down so I could spend
That's
time.
sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, you better do that. I've got a son that's got five daughters, and he can't hardly by three different mothers, but that's neither here nor there. He's paying his dues. He's doing what he's supposed to do, and he's still not. He's in court with two different ones right now, struggling to see his children. But anyway, I was gonna say the last time that you were on. Okay, I watched you. I watched you. I listened, and then the morning I woke up before dawn. I get up before dawn, daylight.
you got chickens.
Yeah, and I got like a cat that had a litter. I had two cats that were pregnant. We I don't even want to talk about that, but anyway. And then I took my sister's cat that I take care of to the vet the other day, and she didn't come home. They put her down. She had cancer, and so then the dog died yesterday, which is not my dog, and then a chicken died like 2 days ago. I'm like, Lord, I understand everything's got to go, but why are you doing this? Why every day? I guess until I accept the fact that it's part of life, and I already know it is. But maybe he's preparing me for something I'm not quite going to be prepared for in the future. You know what I mean?
No, no, I mean, I'm listening, but
Yeah, I'm just okay. Well, anyway, Friday morning, as I was waking up, or right before I woke up, it was like before I opened my eyes, I literally felt, and this is the first thing that popped in my head, so I'm assuming this is God talking to me. He said, be quiet today. Right? So, and then I saw, okay, when you close your eyes, if you've been looking at lights, you can still see little blinks of dots, of white dots. If you close your eyes after looking over to a light, you know what I'm talking about? Seeing
yeah,
dots.
yeah.
Okay. These were black, like only three, one right after the other, a black dot, but it was shaped like a heart. And it was like, and it would disappear. And then another one came up, and then it was the shape of a heart, and it disappeared. And another one came up, and it was the shape of a heart, and it disappeared. As it, right before that, it was saying, just be quiet, basically be quiet, don't talk. And I was thinking, okay, it must be about if I get on any chats, don't talk. But then you didn't come on the whole weekend. I'm like, well, I didn't talk, that's for sure. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering. And so I said all that to say this. I felt like it was connected to you saying that you weren't gonna that maybe I was interfering in the lesson, or the talking too much in chat or something, and that I need to be quiet sometime. That's deep, but I'm just telling you how it came to me and what I saw, what I see. I felt like that was a message from God telling me, just be quiet and listen. Stop talking.
Well, I mean,
Come on now. You can tell me.
I'm saying your vision, you was there when it all took place. So, like with me, when God deals with me about something, you pretty much know that day what it is.
Right.
You ain't got to wait. Just like a dream. If God gave you a dream, like people, I think it's like 20, 30, 40 dreams you have at night. And a lot of times when you get up in the morning, you forget every last one of them.
Yes.
Well, when God give you a dream,
You don't forget them.
Forget it, and it lasts on. I mean, it just it ain't that he's speaking with you. It's just that night vision or whatever it was. It just stays on you for a week on end.
Oh yeah.
Until either you do something, or it's preparing you before you get to a certain point. So
right.
Yeah. So I mean,
that was before I opened my eyes and got up and sat up to get up. It was like, be quiet. And then I'm like, what does this mean? And then I saw the heart, and then another heart, and then another heart. They started out small, like a pinpoint, and they got a little bigger, and then bust like a bust of, like a balloon, pop, like you see these things on your emoji stuff, but they were black because I was in the dark, and there was no I can't explain it. To explain it will make me sound crazy. But anyway.
My skin is, if you can see, my skin is pecan brown.
Yes, it is.
But to the world, I'm black. So you might just, that's what the black.
Oh, okay. Black as pitch. Black as pitch. Pitch is as black and as dark as black can be.
So your eyes are closed, right?
Yeah, I hadn't even got up. I didn't even open my eyes.
But you can see a heart while your eyes were closed.
Yeah, that's because it was very, very, I could see it. It was distinct in my vision, And after it told me, after I heard something tell me, just be quiet, don't talk. Or I don't know if it said be quiet or it said don't talk, but the message was be quiet. That was the message.
Well, the bad thing, it could have been don't watch. Don't watch it if you heard it. So
don't watch. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'll say that would be the bad thing if he had said, stop watching them.
Oh.
But he said,
oh my goodness.
So,
he just told me be quiet. I talk a lot. I can't.
Yeah, but you have to ask questions. But I'm not gonna override. If you felt like God spoke to you. But what we always pray before and after Bible reading. We always pray that God do something strange and something odd in your life.
That was it. Sorry.
That it's him. And when I say something strange, weird, or whatever, I'm not saying nothing that's going to be harmful, but something that, like what you're doing, you give it. I always say something where they have a testimony. So you're giving me a testimony of something that God did, something in your life, and you knew it was strange.
It wasn't typical.
Yeah, that's what he do.
He got to grab you by the hairbrain, so you pay attention specifically.
Yeah, that's just him. Because I always pray. I say, for the God above the firmament to come down, sit with me. And some people get offended to that, because they might not understand. Well, why you always got to say God above the firmament? Because I'm a Bible reader, and the God of this world, he's the same one that tried to make Jesus submit in the book of Matthew. He said, if you bow down and worship me, I give you all the kingdoms of this world and everything in them. Right?
Yeah.
So I always refer my prayers to the God above all things that sits high above the firmament. I'm always, that's what I always pray like that. And ask the Spirit of truth to be here.
And look, JB, the people that nitpick like that, understand, which I'm sure you do. You seem thoroughly versed. So when people nitpick like that, it's because Oh wow. They they need to stop worrying about the way you see something and start getting a vision of their own. And just because, you use certain words to describe your prayer and why is somebody going to pick apart your words in your prayer? You got to think about where that comes from, because a person of God, or a true believer, wouldn't be asking you why you always do something like that in your. Why you even ask? That's the question. The question is, why are you asking me that? What are you searching for to get out of why I say the firmament? But I tell you, this person I was listening to, I guess over a year and a half now, I asked him about the firmament before I started watching you, right? You know what he said? He actually, I wrote it in the comments. Could he talk about the firmament? Well, in his next video that I watched, he said, people in chat are asking about the firmament. I don't talk about the firmament. Firmament is too controversial and chat will go crazy. And I'm like, this was in comments. He said comments would go crazy. So he was directing that to me, unless somebody else asked about the firmament coincidentally. So I've been like, okay. I was looking up things, and it speaks of the firmament in the Bible.
Yes.
So why is he not? See, there I go. Why would this person not talk about the firmament? If somebody, if people should be aware, I guess he doesn't want to be controversial. He wants to stay focused on what he's doing, and he's very good at what he does, But that's the only thing that I found that he wouldn't talk about it. I'm like, why is it such a controversy? I don't understand. And the fact that you say it every time, I've never questioned you on it. I'm just like, okay. Can you call the firmament heaven or whatever? It specifically says the firmament. Anyway, I wasn't trying to sideswipe the conversation, but the firmament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that speaks of. I don't know.
Yeah, let's look at let's look at hold on, right. It's just good people get on the panel and talk.
Well, thank you.
So we can break bread.
We come to some kind of understanding, right?
Yeah, understanding is always it's always a beautiful thing.
I never even heard of the firmament until it's been since 2020.
Well, I mean, certain things you talk about, it ain't profitable.
Yeah, there you go, moneymakers. But I've never heard it in my whole entire life.
Ooh, the life. Okay, let's look at what I'm looking for here. Right here. Let's look at it. It says, this is Genesis, first Genesis. I'm gonna start at verse 1. And it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, the heaven and the earth. When I first read that, I was like, why do I get heavens from?
Me too.
It says, in the beginning, God created the heaven, that's singular, and the earth, singular. Now it says, and the earth, singular, was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, plural, waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, let there be a firmament.
Aha.
Are we there?
There we go.
And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. So basically what's happening, the waters, when we look up and we say sky, that's actually water up there. And we got water down here. You got the coast. I heard a man say one time, he said believers say coast.
What?
Instead of ocean. Coast.
Right.
But anywho,
the coast is the outline. The ocean is deeper out.
Yeah. So that's your separation. Let's continue here. And God said, let there be firmament in the mid. Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so.
Wow.
And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. But he's not done yet. Then it says, and God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together in one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. So basically, the water is all around us. See, that's why I can't understand why it's so much confusion, right? Because it's saying that the waters is all around us, and the dry land is in the middle of the water.
I hope you can't hear that fan. It's kind of loud.
Oh, it's all right. But did you get that?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Now, 6. Now, look, 3 is dark. The number 3 is dark. God said, let there be light, and there was light. Number 6 is dark, and God said, let there be firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. 9 is dark, and God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. And then
so that's a completely different body of water separated from the water above.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, the firmament separates. The firmament separates what's above from what's below.
And so that must be what okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying I just wanted to say, and that's why I say the God above the firmament.
Right.
Right.
So they're saying that I'm not trying to go off track, but it's relevant that we never made it to the moon because you can't get past the firmament.
The firmament. Yeah, God made it. If God made it, you ain't gonna. What can you do with it if He made it?
Hey. Yeah, you're right. And think about this now. You can go in your house in front of a lamp, any kind of light, artificial light, and spray a spray bottle, and you are not going to see a rainbow, right? But you go outside, and somewhere, if you get in the sunlight, right, and you do the spray bottle or a water hose, and you see a rainbow. Well, they say that the rainbow that we see in the sky when it rains or after it rains or whatever, a lot of moisture in there, is the reflection off the firmament. So a rainbow cannot be made unless it's like a prism. like glass or whatever, or reflection, but you can't do it indoors because there's nothing for it to reflect properly. So there you go. I mean, the rainbow in the sky kind of verifies the firmament. You know, I don't know if you can grasp what I'm saying, but
Gotcha. I got you. But then it goes on to say, it says 10, God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, and herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And so and it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself after his kind, and God saw that it was good. And the evening of the morning was the third day. Last two things right here. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and it was so. So the same, and it continues to talk about more and more, but the same yielding fruit that it's talking about in verse 11, these are the things that Adam and Eve ate in the garden. They didn't eat meat; they ate from the tree.
exactly.
So I'm going through where I live at today, and I'm like, man, what the fruit of the tree at?
You ain't got none.
I mean, why I'm always got to go to the grocery store to eat from the fruit of the tree?
That's control.
You know, I'm like, man, what are oranges? What are apples? What are plums? I remember when I was a boy, my grandmother, she used to have plums and apple trees in her yard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, man, you get hot and you're walking, trying to get some exercise. You would love to just pull a apple or something off a tree and just go to town. I'm just in my thoughts.
Hey, I'm the same way, but I wrote a poem. Now I'll just tell you briefly. It's called, I can't even remember the title of it, but basically it's First Fruit is the name of it. Now I'm thinking about the relevance of it. I really need to pull it out, find it, and read it. Mm-hmm. But it was when I got my sobriety, when I became see, there I go, trying to explain everything. Okay, now a lot of people say, I'm recovering. I'm a recovering addict. Now recovering is an action word. But I claim mine as this. I am recovered. God recovered me. He didn't put me in a state of perpetual recovering.
Right.
So I'm 13, going on 13, I think, because I stopped counting. 13 years clean. But I wrote this poem when my mind was clean and fresh. Mm. And I knew that God delivered me. I knew it. It's the only way that it happened. And that was one of my small miracles. And the basis of the poem was I wanted to be able to walk in a field. It's a representation of life. The apple is. I wanted to be able to walk through an apple orchard and catch an apple as it just ripened and catch it as it's releasing from the tree before it hits the ground and take a bite of it. Mm-hmm. Because that's as very fresh and pure and clean as you can get your apple. And that is the same as it is with God. He is the freshest, the cleanest, the most purest of everything. And so is a fresh fallen apple off the tree, especially if you can catch it before it hits the ground. Now, I'm just speaking metaphorically, you know,
Yeah.
but that's basically what it was about. And now I understand what I was trying to express how good it felt to be clean and free and have a clear mind and to be realize I was God's child again, you know, because I definitely lost favor while I was walking through hell. I mean, you know, and I tell people he was with me. Oh well, he wouldn't go through hell with you. No, but he would pull me through or push me one because I'm telling you, that's the only reason. He is the only reason that I came through. When I asked, I was 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm walking past a funeral home in town where my dad had died, and you know that's where they had his funeral thing. And that moment, it was like 3 in the morning. I'm walking, and I'm all alone. It's quiet, and that's when I asked God. I said, I know you don't make deals, but would you just deliver me? And I promise I will never, ever use again. And I will help with my testimony to encourage and help deliver others if they're open to it. I never used again. I have not used since then. How did I do that with no rehabs, no going to meetings, nothing like that? That had to be of God.
Yeah.
I know my mind ain't stronger than that, strong enough that I did that all by myself. Come on now. Really? No, I didn't.
Yeah. It was the good loud.
Yes, it was. You making fun of my speech? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I get that a lot though, really. So
No, that's something I say, you know, I'm used to saying that anyway.
countrified folk.
Yeah, we are.
You know, it's all good too. Anyway, that's some of my distractions. I'm not trying to distract. I'm staying relevant.
Yes.
Am I staying relevant?
Yes.
JB, I know you would tell me if I wasn't. And I would not get my feelings hurt if I'd be like, hey, you know, Amber, you stop doing that. You trying to sideswipe the conversation. No, I'm not, I promise.
No, me and my buddy here.
Look, I'm gonna make one of those. Look, put it up real close so I can see the hair. The hair. What's that hair made of? It looks like it's part of one of those. I got a rug that looks like it's made of that kind of fluffiness. Put one on make some of those. That's pretty cute.
Yes, some good stuff.
I know it's got a name.
Nah, just
Come on now.
just one of the pens I write about.
Is Gerald.
Gerald. Okay, see. Your voice changed, but I heard distinctly something tell me it was Gerald.
My daughter's talking.
Hello, daughter.
Look at camera. Tell her.
Hi.
Oh, and she's beautiful too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she homeschooled.
I was going to say, you better make sure. Watch over your children. You already know.
Yeah.
Homeschool. If I had it my way, I'd have all my grandchildren right here. But their mamas is, I'm not the judge, but the way they're doing, one of my son's baby's mother, she lied. She waited till the daughter was about 4 years old to tell us that he wasn't the father and I'm not the grandmother. I went to jail over that. That was, during. I thought my son was going to kill her because it's hard to hear a woman tell you, a child you've been raising, that it's not yours, And so anyway, here we are. She's just turned 16, I think. And she identifies as non-binary, or if she stopped talking to us because we won't call her Oscar. I'm like, I am not going to call her that. If she thinks she's a guy, her mother is responsible to get her straight. I would be homeschooling them. That's all I'm trying to say is they're fragile. They're like putty in our hands right now. You mold them and keep them as good as you can.
Yeah, that's the goal.
So how does she feel about homeschooling? Or does she yearn to be out there? Or is she aware,
Yeah, she does pretty good. Good girl. She enjoying school, making good grades while she's at home. Well, she was making good grades at school.
Okay, so she had been in the system before,
Yeah,
and now she's not.
yeah,
And I think they ought to go right on back to that. There's a lot of lazy parents that aren't working. They're not going to want to do that, but I see it coming in the future to where we're going to have to go back down the roots, and that includes God first, family second.
yeah.
I mean, you want to say family first, but you have to have God first, or you won't have family.
Right. That's true.
I didn't know there were still any children out there. I say child. I don't know how old she is. That are literally not out there in the system. So that was good to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I just been a lot of and I also wonder, like I was going to, like I actually found you through Miss B, which is your family, and well, from what I understand, and I was going to a lot of different channels, and talking in the chats, and I found out. I don't know. You probably already heard, but somewhere along the line, I'm just going to say some lies were told on top of what I did wrong. It was added to profusely. And I said to myself right then, you know what? I'm going to stick with the God speaking people like you and Miss B and Steve Gilmore, which I hadn't been to him for a little while. And my other regulars, I'm going to stay with them. And I'm going to get out of these other chats because if they're not feeding you your soul in a good way, you don't need to be in them. Because I can see right away when I'm starting to get provoked. I let the devil, no, he can't. I got to dismiss him and get out of the chats and try not to feed into it. But I've gone and made peace with some of the people that were down talking me and literally commenting bad about what they believed. They believed the whole rigmarole that was told. And I thought, well, I could go and correct it, but that would be feeding negativity. So I'm just going to do, the positive thing. I'm going to stay on the God side. And now I don't have any worries like I was. I just trying to stay. I'm trying to find out much as I can. Stay saved, repent daily, and do right. And that includes, and I'm helping my family. And now those that don't want to hear it, I found out the other day my brother is so asleep and thinks that he's saved. I'm like, Jimmy, did you repent of what you said when you came into the room a while ago? What I say? And I said, I'm not even going to, I'm not uttering those words out of my mouth. I said, but what you said is foul. I said, and you need to repent. You need to ask for forgiveness. But he said, oh, who are you to speak? I said, when have you heard me speak like that lately? I'm telling you about you. Don't worry about me. So I mumbled something and walked on off into the room. I looked at my sister. She said, he's lost. I'm like, yeah, he's lost. He's lost. I said, should we try to help him? She's like, good luck. And I'm like, yeah, some people, you can't help them. And then when they start infuriating you, or you feel it getting tense, you need to back off and stay away from them yourself. Doesn't it say that we have to get rid of, separate ourselves from sometimes even family members? Right? JB just let me talk.
Yeah, I mean, I'm that's what this panel's all about. You know, you airing it out. You know, I'm listening.
Oh, did I look? I muted it so I could cough. Did you hear me cough?
It's all right.
No, it ain't. No, that's the rudest thing in the world. I'm sorry. All this pollen, and the chicken dander. I don't know.
Yeah.
She laughing. It's okay, girl. I understand.
Yeah, she already eating pound cake today.
Oh my God. I'm sorry to say that like that, but there's nothing wrong with saying that, is there? Oh my goodness. Look how big is it? Let me see your hand. Now put your other hand up. You know that's 2, 3, 4, 5 servings. You better back up off that. I hope it ain't got a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah. My wife made homemade. I don't know what she put in it, but it ain't too sweet, I don't think.
That's all good then, long as I'm thinking Publix, sugar coated on top and just glazed and too much sugar.
Yeah, that's how she get her nutrition, because she won't eat vegetables. At all.
I think that's something that comes with age. You get into some vegetables later, but you don't want to eat bugs, do you? So if you had a different a choice between what vegetable would you eat?
A carrot.
Okay, so if you had a choice between eating carrots and bugs the rest of your life, which would you eat?
Bugs.
I'm gonna get her. So you want some bugs? Ugh. Overseas they eat honey glazed crickets.
That sounds good.
That sounds nasty, and I know you got to be joking. You got to be joking.
I would rather have that than green beans.
Ew, but you got to think about them cricket legs getting stuck in between your teeth. Nasty. You'll be talking to somebody, be like, "Hey, excuse me, you got a leg hanging between your teeth." That's nasty. You don't want to eat no bugs. But, if you have to, and that's all they got left on the whole planet, if you must eat bugs, you must eat bugs.
Never have bugs. I don't like vegetables.
So now, why do you not like vegetables?
They're nasty.
Okay. One day you'll find some vegetables. You'll be like, oh my goodness, this is so good. Don't you like salt, pepper, maybe some butter on them, or sugar? Sprinkle a little sugar on them. Nah, that's nasty. That would be nasty. Well, they got honey glazed carrots.
That doesn't sound good.
But they really do have them. They don't taste good though. They're bitter.
Honey
So
glazed.
JB, if you want to get your hours, you can just set the camera up facing a wall. And I'll just sit here and talk. I'm just kidding. You would think that I have nothing better to do.
Well, I do gotta get my time up, but I ain't pressed for it.
Right. I mean, some people, hold on. Excuse me. It doesn't do me no good. I don't know how to operate this microphone thing, obviously. But what was I going to say? Anyway, yeah, I've got plenty to do. My son is moving out. Well, he didn't really live inside here. He lived into the part connected to this. And so I'm by myself and they're worried. I'm like, I prefer to be by myself because I can get mental clarity on things. When you don't get depressed and scared, I'm like, I was afraid of the dark pretty much because where I live right on the edge of the swamp and it is completely scary at night. I've got cameras on the front and the back, and I'll turn them on to check when I hear something outside. And I hear some stuff I've never heard before on the microphones. I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, why should I be afraid of the dark? And then I had to come to the understanding that fear is a mind killer and it's not from God. Fear doesn't, that type of fear doesn't come from God. Right?
Yeah. What you hearing? What you hearing? Big feet?
Oh, well, see, there's bobcat, there's coyote, there's fox. Now, possums, I ran one off the porch last night. I guess it was fighting with one of the cats, but there's all kinds of stuff around here, and I'm not sure of what I'm hearing. I can't tell if it's a bird or a howl or it's like somewhere in between, because believe it or not, my roosters make some really odd sounds too that I never knew roosters could make the sounds that they make. But I have 9 roosters, so they do all kinds of odd growls and all kinds of weird stuff. But hey, it is scary, and I don't know.
I hear him now.
You can hear that rooster is outside around back.
Yeah, I can hear him.
And that one that you hear, he's my black Australorp. He sounds like a sad. He's not like the others. Mm-hmm. And he'll run around here, act like he's like something's after him. He's just running all around, jumps the fence, goes around the house, goes up the driveway, comes back down. I'm like, what in the world is wrong with him? Is something after him? Does he see something? Because I'll just tell you this. The other day, I walked out into the coop, one of the walk-in coops. They're all walk-in. I can walk in all of it. And one of my cats, the big black and white one, Tommy, he's huge. And he's the youngest one, but he's huge. He went flying by. I mean, you know how you see a jackrabbit with his feet straight out and his hind feet straight out, and they're just straddling, just hauling, just fast as he could go. And I watched him till I couldn't see him no more in the corner of the pasture, and he disappeared. I said, what in the world is he running from, right? Mm-hmm. So I started to step out of the coop, and then I seen what he's running from. He's running from another cat that's a stray. And I made a noise and made it run back the other way. But what he was doing was distracting him from my 2 females that were pregnant. God, I don't want to say this in front of your daughter. But they had to terminate their pregnancies.
Oh.
Yes. I'm not over that. I don't know how to deal with that. But then their mother, they were her kittens. Mm-hmm. Now they had were pregnant, and she was pregnant. She delivered hers. So I've got 5 kittens. It's just like all these animals. I mean, you would think, oh, our house is probably nasty. You know, the yard's probably smelling like poo. No, it's quite fleeced around here. I stay on top of it. I don't want to be that person. The cat lady or the chicken lady. I'm both.
The cat whisperer.
I am the cat whisperer.
Are you?
Well, I got this one. I should turn the camera on. This boy right here laying beside me. Look, when I used to be, I would be so sore and I couldn't move. I couldn't get up. He'd be laying on top of me. I was so sore I couldn't even get him off top of me. He weighs 22 pounds.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a big, well, we put him on a diet. He weighs about 20 pounds now.
Yeah, it sounds like Garfield.
And he looks like Garfield. He's yellow. His name is Yellow.
It's funny.
Anyway, my family is kind of shying away from me. They don't want to hear too much positive outlook on life. They're not understanding it. My son got saved, and I thought that would never happen. That happened it's been about 3 weeks now. So that renewed that's why I sit and listen to you religiously, because I don't want to go somewhere else and find out you were wrong, but I know you're reading straight out of the Bible, so you're not wrong.
Sorry.
Well, I was wrong about the two Judases.
What?
I had to get on. I had to get on live and make amends.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. I mean, I remember you talking about saying something about being wrong about two Judases, but you mean there was only one?
No, there was two. There was Luke. Luke talked about Judas, the brother of James, and then in Matthew it talked about Judas Iscariot. So when in the book of Acts, at the day of Pentecost, when it talked about all the disciples, it was 11, because according to what I knew, Thaddeus, whose surname was Ladius, was missing in the book of Acts. So I was thinking that Judas somehow had returned.
Okay.
So then I did I dug deep, did some research, and I seen where in the book of Luke talked about Judas, the brother of James, and Judas Iscariot, but didn't mention Thaddeus, whose surname was Ladius. So all of Matthew matched with the book of Acts, but only Thaddeus was missing, but James was present. And with Luke, everything matched with Matthew, but Ladius wasn't present, but Judas, the brother of James, was present. So then I had to regroup and I had to make my amends on the live. Save my apologies that I did my research and there was two Judases.
Okay, I remember that now that you're saying it.
Yeah, but if you didn't, but if I wasn't a Bible reader, keeping my prints wet, seeking the scriptures, I wouldn't have never found it. I would have continued to say that it wasn't.
You would have said that Judas was the same Judas.
I would have thought it was, because I didn't do thorough research. So I had to make my apologies.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. And I was like, okay, he's reiterating on when we were having the discussion about somebody's missing. Yeah. And I brought it up to somebody about one of my family members about the they were talking about, what are you going to do for Easter? You going to do an Easter egg hunt? I said, look, there's another word for Easter, and it is not godly. And besides that, it's a moneymaker. I'm not celebrating Easter as y'all know it with the bunny, the little bunny rabbit that lays eggs. I don't think so. They've even perverted that for Reese's. Bunnies don't lay eggs. A chicken does.
Yeah.
So anyway, they got that even twisted. They even twisted that. But anyway, I said I don't know how I'm supposed to recognize the Sabbath when they can't even figure out the true date of it, uh, according to the man-made calendar. If you follow it by the date, it falls on a different day every year. It's not the same, because Easter used to be on my son's birthday, April 21st. Now it's like what, March? I don't know. So you can't go. Easter Sunday doesn't fall on every 365 days, or does it? I don't know, but I'm just saying. My son's like, well, will you go to church? That's who I was talking to. He said, well, we're inviting you to go to church with us Sunday. I said, look, y'all go ahead and do y'all. Go on to church. I said, and please don't have your feelings hurt, but I'm just going to stay home. I'm good. I don't need to go sit in the church. I said, y'all go ahead. I said, you're brand new. You need to go ahead and be focused on you. I said, but as for me, I'm fine. I'm good. You ain't gonna go eat any Easter dinner or anything? I'm like, no. I'm just no. So I didn't celebrate no Easter. I don't know how do you look at Easter?
Well, my thoughts are pretty much. I mean, what I say. Didn't I? You remember the poem I wrote? Say it was called "By Easter."
Yeah.
But that's how I feel about it.
All right now. Hey. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I guess I'll go listen to go. Now look, yes. What video is that on? Is it titled "By Easter"?
No, I could. I have to look through my stuff, and maybe I can have it if I'm on to this evening. I have it so you can hear it.
I suggest you do that after the way you just treated me. No, I'm just kidding. Well, that's the way I feel about it, guys. That's funny. Yeah, I'd like to hear it again just to be sure. I mean, it doesn't hurt to hear anything twice, especially if you can't remember it all. But look, I am not no rapper. I mean, I used to talk in rhymes and rhythms anyway. So I'm not nowhere near in the same boat with you and those other people.
Oh, wow. I'm just,
You're good. You're good. It flows every time. It's just like, and I bet that you can get out your pen and write.
My wife told me the same thing. She's like, it flows. I'm like, I wanted to do more than flow. I want you to understand it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what flow means. Flow means
capture the moment.
Flow means it's fluid. It's continual to a point where, look, if it wasn't flowing, you can't understand it if it's choppy. If the water's choppy, the water's flowing. If it's fluid, you can understand it. Your brain can flow with it and comprehend.
Yeah.
But if it's too chopped, chop, you like, what? Your brain skips. It's the way of our brain. Your brain gonna flip this way. How many rappers have you listened to? You got to go back and hear it 2, 3, 4 times to make sure what they say. You don't need that. It's not flowing. Oh, until you memorize it, and then it's a good flow. It's a good beat. But
problem, man. I write too much, man. I said, man, I need to slow down and start memorizing my stuff, but
no,
too much.
Look, I bet you that you are the type. Well, I'm not gonna bet you, but you get your pen out and you start writing. And I bet you have moments where you can't write fast enough to keep up with your thoughts that are flowing.
I'm gonna tell you this. Like, I'm gonna drop this on you. Sometimes words come to me, right? they come to me. It ain't that they're fast, but I could be in a position where I don't have anything on me to write them down.
Right.
Or I just remember like one word, but I'm just standing or I'm sitting and I'm teary-eyed because the words are just so precious when they just flowing, coming through my dome, right?
Yeah.
And then I sit down and I'm trying to rethink of everything I heard, and
Can't bring it back.
I get one word, and I take that one word, and I just try to make a pie with it. I just try to make the perfect pie with it. But if I could I tell my wife, I said, if I could just write down what I hear.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, if I could catch it.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like I had some the other day. I'm like, whoa, you know what? And I'm not gonna remember it as perfectly as it was flowing out of in my mind. I couldn't even written it down quick enough.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen all the time like it does with you. But every now and then, there it is. And maybe that is the spirit talking, flowing in our minds. And all of it's not meant to go down on paper.
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's like, what I'm saying, like you get a whole sentence. With this one I wrote, Mission Complete, the first line is what I heard. The first line is what I, because I kept hearing the start of it. So I captured the first line, and I was like, okay. And then I just started from there. But I thank the creator of Rhyme Zone, too. In my poetry groups, the president talks about, well, I've been using Rhyme Zone before I actually met him, but he struck my interest to when he told me that he uses Rhyme Zone and other platforms to kind of increase his word repertoire. But for me, I just use Rhyme Zone for to help me out, with certain words. I mean, the skill is there, but I don't like to read other books or it's just certain artists I stick with musically. So I just don't like to bite other people's stuff. So that's why, it's only certain things I use or listen to, so I don't try to manipulate somebody else's stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So, if it flows right out of you, right from you, from your mind to the pen to the paper, that's yours. It's genuine. It's yours.
Right.
It's given to you.
Yeah. So, cause like my poetry group, they won't sit down and read my stuff because they're eager to critique it.
What?
It only takes one word to ignite, says Sippy. It only takes one to it. Yeah, you're right. It only takes one for me. I mean, or a bar, give me, if I hear several lines, I'm like, oh man. Or if I hear I like 2 or 3 artists, particularly that I listen to all the time. Not that I take their style, because I'm not a rapper, not anymore. God took that thrill out of me. So he had to take it, just like Saul being on the horse and being knocked off and all of that, how that took the feel of murder and all that out of him, because after that, you didn't hear anything about him killing or having the desire to be around anybody that was doing it. So I still like to hear rap, Christian rap, but I don't like to, for me doing it personally, he took the thrill, he just basically took that, took that part of me out, But yeah, y'all ready for a poem? You still on air?
I have muted it and see it. I guess it takes a second for it to come back up. Sure, I'd like to hear one. And I'm gonna mute it because there's somebody's running some equipment across the street, and you can hear the roosters out back. So I'm gonna mute it while you read.
Okay. This is mission complete. Yah gives the increase, so please no negative thoughts around me. Yes, that's right, decrease. You know my pen stays hot like fish frying all day in the same grease. God's plan for all of his children will be like Norbit, obese. I am nowhere near my peak. My left hand is writing for my right hand to turn antique. JB wonders, are you quiet when a poet speaks? Close your jaws before spit leaks. Haters will always critique. My thoughts are freak. This literature would make one weak, like a grown man peeing in his bed sheets. Now his bedroom reeks. Sneaking to the washroom to clean his feet. Will this summer hold superheat? The sour never box out the sweet. Be like Rosa and refuse a backseat. A bow and arrow destroy the four-legged beast. Now there's plenty of carcass to eat, so prepare the meat. Mission complete.
Yes, Rosa Parks.
Yeah.
I know all my histories. I don't know everything. It sounds like I just said I know everything. I didn't say that.
I saw a picture, and I mean, even till now, I'm still trying to like put it in my. I'm like, how did somebody take a picture of that moment when she sat down? Who had a camera?
Yeah.
To take a photo of that. Not less they came in because she had been sitting there for a while. But still, you know, and I've seen pictures of like Harriet Tubman taking family photos, you know, in her house. And I'm like, how is this possible?
Hey, ask yourself this. Who in the world was running with the Underground Railroad with a camera? Come on now.
But the pictures I saw, she was at home and she had family members outside of the place. I don't know. It could be. I don't know. It was just hard for me to just like, I don't know how that.
Well, I got a theory if you want to hear it.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know. I don't watch the mainstream news anymore. All that fake news. I'm hearing or have heard that everything that we have been told from the beginning of our history is a lie. So while they divide and conquer, right? Now, okay, I'm gonna try not to go on this other subject, but so what we see and what they show and what they taught is not all factual. You know, I believe the struggle was real. I believe the struggle is still real. And I believe the struggle is stronger now than it was way back then, because slavery, now they emphasized it between blacks and whites, or should I say melanins and Caucasians, when the Native American Indians were here first. And they portrayed it like the white people from wherever came over and killed all the Indians off, and then they brought over slaves. But they didn't put in the part where they didn't just black people weren't the only slaves. Now I'm saying the division was sown Divided they conquer. United we stand. So the people now and the children coming up, they're having to find a new way to divide them because, I mean, I still see prejudice and division. Now, look, I'll just say this. I moved to where I'm at right now. I've been here 3 years. I moved from an all black, except for maybe, I'd say 95% of it was black people in this neighborhood. And I, would go out on my porch. I mean, there was crime rate was up and police always patrolling the area. And it was just a few people, a few of the young dudes that were in gangs at school were doing their stuff. They did the drive-by through the neighborhood and all kinds of stuff, right? That ring true to what they say were saying. Anyway, my point was this. It was right before Trump got into office. So this young black guy used to come over and talk to me every morning. I'm like, I was suspicious at first, and I put that aside. I said, look. So we did some real talk to each other about color. He's black. I mean, really, really dark, and I'm really, really white. I'm like the sun, and he's like the deep, dark blue, deep ocean, no light. It's pure opposite on the color spectrum on the skin. And I said, look, you know what I heard on the news today about the blacks and whites going at each other and blah, blah, blah. I said, look around. He said, yeah. I said, what? And he was smoking a blunt. I said, look, where are you standing? Who are you talking to? He said, I'm talking to you, miss, call me by my name. I said, do you see any black people mistreating me in this predominantly black neighborhood, and I'm white? Do you see that all the kids come over, hey, miss, good people? I didn't see no problem. I said, look, I don't see what they're saying. I actually got a video, but I took it down. I do not see what the news is broadcasting about black and white division. I said, in this neighborhood, I said, and it's thick with problems, but it's not black on white. It's not white on black. What they're portraying it mostly is what you see on the fake news, and they're showing the black on white, the white on black, but they're not going to show the black on black or the white on white. You know what I'm saying? If it's not division, they're not going to promote it. So if the people would leave it alone and not watch the news, we could have peace. If, like Oprah said, all the old white people got to die off before that peace ever comes. And I agreed with her because they were taught to hate. You just don't get born with that kind of hate in you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Huh?
Do you? Aren't people conditioned to hate like that?
I don't know. I was just like, something Darius Rucker said in one of his songs. I don't know it word for word, but he was talking about like how, when you're little, you play in the sandbox together.
Yeah.
And no matter what, no matter how you came in, and in this portal, you play, you have a ball, and then they tell like you get older or something happens or something like that. All of a sudden, your mindset change. But I was, me personally, I had never been like that, and I was in the military academy, and I bunked. Like we had we had barracks, and it was like 130, 140 guys in one barrack. and that's like this big, long, big room. Got bunk beds on each side of the quarters, and you just got this long empty space in the middle. And which we ain't spent a whole lot of time in that room because we had to exercise and go to class and do all these things. But it was everybody. Everybody was in the barracks. I mean, all kinds: black, white, yellow, orange, purple. I mean, whatever it is. And nobody saw any of that. We were like brothers.
Right.
So I mean, it was fights. You take something or somebody said something. Well, it wasn't pertaining to color. It might have been, why you use so much soap, or why did you take my shoe, or something like something petty like that. But for as anything else than that, I didn't hear it. Everybody was cool.
Right. And you see them little kids, I mean, and I've always had a good, standing with children. They're like attracted to me, I guess, because, and that sounds so crazy, but nowadays you can't say, oh, kids love me because now you're turned into some kind of pervert or whatever. But when children are attracted to you and they laugh and they want you to go for a walk, hold my hand, let's go walk over here, let's go, they're innocent, they trust. And I'm thinking, oh God, they can't trust everybody. Please watch over these children when I'm not around. If I'm not around, watch over these children. But some of the children will be like, Mama, I was waving the one little girl over, and she had an even younger sister, just learned to ride a tricycle.
Yeah.
And they call her Fat, and she come over, say, hey, Miss Stephanie, and just real sweet. And I would just say, go ask your mama if I can give you this. I don't want to be accused of any kind of anything. So I said, send your other sister back and to verify, to let me know that it's okay. So she come back and said, my mama said, I can't come over here anymore. I said, well, you better go home. You better go home. So I saw the older girl, about 13. I called her over, waved her over. She come over. She goes, I don't mean no harm, but my mama said for us to stay away from you. I said, okay. I said, just remember this. I love you, and anytime you need me, I'm here. But please don't disobey your mother. If your mother says stay home, stay over there, okay? They got to where they wouldn't wave at me if I walked by or drove by my car. They'd look the other way like they didn't even know me. So I'm thinking that they might have got the tails tore up because they was talking to the white lady. I'm just assuming because of what the children say out their mouth. They did. I don't think they come over and told me a bold-faced lie at that age. My mama said I can't come over here anymore. Okay. I believe your mama said that, but you can't take it out on the child. So one day I went over there, I knocked on the lady's door. I said, look. She said, hey, how you doing? I said, I'm fine. Are you doing good? She said, yeah. I said, I just need to know if it's true. And it makes no difference one way or the other, except for the fact that I want to know, I need to know, did you tell your children not to come over to my house anymore? She said, yes, ma'am, I did. I prefer them to stay over here. I said, all right, you have a good day. Walked on home. She did indeed say it. I didn't go into the whys because it was obvious what was going on around her front yard and all them like 11 teen boys up in there and 3 young girls. Look, the 3 younger girl, not the baby girl I'm talking about, fat, but the other 3 girls could never hardly ever came out. And that house full of boys that wasn't even her sons. Anyway, I could go on and on about it, but the hate that I'm seeing on TV, look, I'm right outside Atlanta. It's not happening around here. I'm not seeing it like they're broadcasting it. And Georgia is laden with the Deep South bullcrap. There's truth to it, but there's also a lot of lie to it. And the devil wants to. The downfall is to divide and conquer, and that's the evil side. Which is another reason I hold strong to God, because we put on the full armor and pray and try to do our best. And one of the people on YouTube that you know of had the nerve to say that I said, I did say word for word what they said, but they took it out of context. When I said, I know you're not prejudiced, I meant I know that you are not, in fact, prejudiced. That's what I meant. But they said I had the nerve to say, I know you ain't prejudiced. What kind of, and he said, what happened was you got too comfortable. You got too comfortable up in here. And you like the white lady saying, he touched me. A white lady in all black. And you saying, he touched me. Holler, he touched me. They have no, because I said, I dated mostly predominantly black men for a while. And, that don't make you know this and know that. Hey, I am who I am. You are who you are. You are judging me strongly in a very prejudiced manner, telling me I got too comfortable. How, if I was too comfortable, all you had to do was delete me, correct? You could shut me down any moment that you desired.
Yeah, you remember there was a guy on the live earlier, just when I first got on here. He was on my auntie's page, and I'm a moderator over there, and he was talking about gloves, and she's trying to celebrate her. She had a little party going on her live for her accomplishments that she's made on YouTube, and he was just constantly talking about gloves and just being, kind of
monotonous,
kind of overbearing with it. And so I was being kind, and I was like, sir, if you, I said, you welcome to wear your gloves at home, but you don't really have to necessarily talk about it like right now. I mean, he just kept with that comment about gloves over and over and over, and finally, I didn't block him. I just put him in a timeout. But then he came over here this morning doing the same thing, and I just said, nicely that this is it's a friendly channel, but it's about Bible and poetry, and this the type of stuff that he got going on, that ain't for this channel. So
right.
He respected that, and I don't know, he might be still on, or he might have just ventured elsewhere, but
well, I want
time and a place for stuff like that, but this ain't the channel. My aunt, she's trying to set a milestone, so I mean, I don't have to be foul, but at the same time, you can put a stop to it, peaceably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have felt so bad since that occurred, but it's out of my control because I did my part, and I could have explained it to where they could have understood the whole spectrum of the whole situation. But they jumped on an opportunity. I don't know why, but good for them. I started to make a lot of videos about it, and I'm like, that is feeding into the negativity. Let it go, move on.
Yeah.
And so I have, and actually I've seen two of the people that contributed to the lie in your chats, but they acting like ain't nothing ever happened. I'm saying, Okay, so they know the truth, but why don't they go and correct that? Because that's not the way people are. Some people would rather climb up a tree all the way 40 feet up a tree and tell a lie than stand right on the ground with their 2 feet and tell the truth. Because the truth is easy. A lie is hard to keep up with.
Yeah, I guess we have to go back to the water off a duck's back uh, mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, just move on. Because people gonna be, people gonna be people. So I mean, you just, just relax and let
It makes it makes it easy for us to recognize those that aren't actively involved, have God in their lives or leading them.
Yes.
I'm not saying that I'm all that, but I'm saying that you can, with your eyes and your mind, you yourself, JB, can easily recognize a battle that you don't want to fight right away because you already know it's going to be futile and useless and non-productive in your life. There's no point. Anyway, I was afraid that you were gonna in the beginning. I was afraid that you were gonna not allow me to stay in your group or whatever. And then I was afraid. I said, if I'm saying amen and thank God and saying things and pertaining to what you're speaking, that those people are going to be like, she's so fake. JB, this is me. And I am not one word I speak fake. I promise I will never disrespect you or your channel. You've never done nothing to me. You're blessed. I feel like you're blessed to do what you do. And you will grow.
This is like I said before, you heard me say it on the live. This is a God's will channel.
Yes.
So, so really, I mean, I'm here, I'm present. I hadn't even prayed yet to close this thing off, but I'm present and but it's still a God will channel. So if you like I said, the platform is for people to come up, give a testimony, let us hear something. You shared that. That was a beautiful thing. See, got somebody. Hello.
There she is.
You on mute.
She waiting for Stephanie to shut up.
Hello.
She might have the same problem I have when I try to get on. Take me a minute. Oh, she'll be back. She'll be right back. So I can't see chat at all. It distracts me to look at chat.
Hey, B just dropped in. Agree. Salute. Yeah, he just dropped in. He didn't. Hello.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My mic was muted. Hello, happy Monday, Amber and JB.
Hey.
How are y'all doing? I'm on my lunch break real quick. I was listening while I was working and enjoying the conversation.
Yes. Yes, she's sharing everything going on. Woods, giving a testimony about her. I guess with a day. I guess it's a day vision she was having.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out up here with y'all, Amber. You can keep going. I ain't really got nothing going on. I'm making me some lunch and listening to y'all.
Well, is our conversation relevant?
No, why would you think that?
I mean, is it relevant, not irrelevant?
Eric B,
Oh, yeah,
what's
like
going on, bro?
yeah. As long as the people involved in it think it's relevant, I think it's cool. You
That's
know,
good.
it don't matter what nobody else think. Honestly, they can click off and go watch something else.
See, I need somebody to tell me that every day.
I
I got
might
to
be
drop by the
bad.
channel.
Don't let me rub off on you, Amber. I might be bad.
I got to stop by Eric B channel and drop him off a poem. He even asked me to go over there, and I'll be waiting on him. I guess I'm gonna just go on over there. Brother's been coming over here on this channel, showing support. Eric B,
Is he open right now? Is he on right now?
he's on the live right now.
Oh,
hmm But yeah, man, that's what I like to hear. I like to hear testimonies where God is doing something in your life, and you know it's Him. You know, that's a beautiful thing. When we know it's God.
that what I was telling you about when before I even opened my eyes, and I heard the be quiet message, and in my mind, you know how it's like telepathy. You're having a conversation in your mind, but you're not speaking verbally.
hmm
And so, if I had to explain it now that I'm thinking back, it would be like he said, "Be quiet." I'm not even up yet, not even talking. He's telling me to be quiet, and I'm like, question, "What do you mean, be quiet?" And he's like, "No, is this God telling me to be quiet?" Boom! There was the heart. There was the heart. There was the heart. Every time I asked, "Is this you, God?" There came the heart. I said, "I need to know for sure." There came the heart. You know, it was like confirmation, the little hearts. And because it was pitch black in the room and it's dark and I've still got my eyes closed, I imagine that's why the hearts were that color, because there was no light going on. And it wasn't a dream like I was asleep and there's color, you know. So yeah, I know that was him.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah. I guess the reason it took me all these years to, really be where I'm at now is I wasn't I wasn't sure what I was listening for. He'd been talking to me off and on all the time, and I wasn't recognizing it because I wasn't opened up. I wasn't complete in him. In order to receive him, you have to be open for it, right? It's like connecting two wires. You got to be open for it. The wire could go anywhere, but until you connect it to the right part, it's not going to transfer.
hmm hmm It's true.
Yeah. Well, the last couple of poems I wrote, they were kind of I'm not gonna say emotional, but I don't know if y'all heard about it, but it's a man in Georgia that got ate up by the bed bugs in the jail cell.
What?
Yeah, it's very controversial.
He got ate up by what? I didn't hear what did what?
Bed bugs and lice in the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta, Georgia.
That's
And when I came across the story, it really it just bothered me so bad. So I ended up writing 2 poems about it, because it's crazy. You know?
I need to look into that. I mean, I'm right here. My sister was born in Fulton County. I need to look into that. Did that happen recently?
Well, it happened in September, of 2022, but they just not talking about it because
Oh,
somebody dropped the ball and sounded the whistle about the autopsy and what kind of condition the body was in. And
well,
some kind of way it's surfacing now and everybody's talking about it.
So, do you have your poem with you? You're writing on it?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I did a live stream about it. What last week?
Okay, well, I need to go look at your live stream about it then, don't I? Or unless you've got it with you now.
No, you don't have to. I mean, unless you want to. But I'm just saying, like, that's just what it is. Like, it's crazy because I played the actual news articles and stuff on the live talking about it, and it's really disgusting. If you have a weak stomach, I wouldn't say look at the pictures that they.
Girl, I picked up a dead dog yesterday by its feet. I had rubber gloves on yesterday to put it in a box, and I didn't get sick. But if it involves a human, it could be nauseating.
Yeah, but where's JB at? He gone?
He done disappeared.
He out the screen?
But look, Gwen, I am going on Mississippi. I am gonna go look. So, what's the title to that video?
Oh, he's still up here. I wasn't looking at that thing. What's the title of that video? I don't know. I had to look and see. It was one in the morning I did it. I don't know. I may have been and just put it on private. I'm not sure. But anyway,
Okay.
you could just Google the story. Fulton County Jail, man eaten by bed bugs. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's everywhere.
Oh, that makes me sick.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Look, if that man got eaten by bed bugs, I guarantee you everybody else got bed bugs in there too. Bed bugs don't just stay in one bed.
Right. It's crazy.
And they negligent. They got to be negligent because bed bugs, like, if they were that bad in one night, hey, all the itching in the world, no bars could keep that man quiet. But for so long, they must have had him in some kind of solitary.
He was on the psychiatric thing because he was schizophrenic,
Okay,
which makes no difference. They still don't treat people like that.
right. Which means he was in he was solitary confined then, if he was on the psychiatric ward.
Yeah.
He was in a cell by himself. And they will not, they peek in on you once every other hour. If they've got enough staff.
No,
What?
they just threw him in there. You'll see the story, like you'll see what I'm talking about when you read the story. But it's really heart wrenching that that man had to lose his life like that.
I am so sad about it. Now he died, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy.
So JB, you mind if I share the poem?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. The first one I wrote is called Jail Shame, and it's dedicated to LaShawn Thompson. That's his name, LaShawn Thompson. It said, there was a man who came to ATL from Florida, and last June he went to jail. Now his family from Alabama ready to drop that hammer on the forces that be. It's a shame before God. Highlight this one for history. Now, come on now, Peach State. It's a shame before God what y'all did to the inmate. I hear tell that he may have been in need. Indeed, a pure disgrace one must face. The creator of all. Ain't no telling how many dropped the ball from the fall of this disregard, child of the Most High. What went down in ATL should make this whole country cry. And question why? A man to die in such filth? Reality check. Exactly on what are we built? Foundation of a nation, Indians, Hispanics, blacks, white, Haitians. No being deserves to be eaten alive, covered in feces and flies. So many silent cries. Just the beginning of this new win. Naysayers and evil ones, they ain't stupid, they comprehend. It's time to shine and get off that button called rewind before we find ourselves defeated. All those responsible, sick 'em bed bugs, get to eating. SMH. And all this time, I thought all they had to worry about is being raped. I still say it's a crying shame what went down. I heard Ben Crump on the scene for a voice of sound. To care and show compassion for the next man willing to take a stand for what's right. Sophia said all her life she had to fight. So what's next? And that one's called Jail Shame.
That was very good. Very excellent. Wow.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah, that came like I was mad. Like man. Like, man,
You
God can't
you
do
and the
people
whole
like that.
world should be.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, when they bring something like that to light and it's ugly and people see it, it's just a taste of what's to come in the next couple of months of the truth of the ugliness on this planet. That people walk around and they don't want to see the ugly truth. So they go ahead and they live in their bubble. They don't acknowledge what's going on across the street in the house, in the basement, in the attic. You know, they don't. The people in jail, the prisons, yeah, they are in a hell. Like he just got fortunate enough to die and leave the place, and I say that in a mercy type thing because he ain't got to be subjected to that any longer.
Right. And I have a part two to this one too. I came back the next day. I kind of had to bounce back because, like I say, when I get upset, like I be wanting to like do something about it, you know. So I had to just pray and settle myself and ask the Lord to show me what can I do, and that's when He led me to write these poems. So this one is called Bed Bugs and Lice. This is part two. It says, "Excuse me, what do you mean he suffered and died? So nobody heard him spiritually as he cried? Bed bugs and lice, roaches and mice, feces and urine, officers blinded while touring. Bed bugs and lice left marks and tracings. Get ready, corporates. It's the most high God y'all gonna be facing. My mind is on a trip on how an entryway to the body is our lips and ears and even back there by the hips. Bed bugs and lice, neglected, alone. Did y'all even give him any rice? From my research, I understand that it was 3 whole months y'all housed this man. Excuse me, am I on point? We're sipping ink and we're coming to a point. A new wave of peace, unity, and love. I did it. I sounded heard from above. Fly some white doves for a new wind. I'm no judge, so no need for me to pretend. We all done did some evil type stuff. But after reading this story, I said enough is a damn enough. I grabbed my glittery pen given to me by my best friend and jotted my thoughts on paper that's white. Keep in mind, Sophia reminded Celia all her life she had to fight. But excuse me, every tub must stand on its own leg. Talk to the child. Quit whooping them when they pee in the bed. It's a cry from within souls asking why their lives are so hard. But when they open up, people just call them a retard. So excuse me. Use this as a stepping stone. It's a shame that he's gone, but even more sad, they isolated him initially because he was labeled as being bad. Well, enough of pointing the blame. This is definitely an L, but boots on the ground, I'm back in the game. Bed bugs and lice, along with other type ticks. Y'all do understand they stick, right? Of course, we've all seen or heard, whether in a roll of thunder or a singing bird. Personal decisions and consequences, truthfully displayed, may tear down fences. And peace will remind us all that it's only one person that ever can be exempted from a fall. So, with this, I'm giving it a rest and will continue to be led daily by the best. Peace, love, and unity to all.
Wow, it's very powerful and great.
Yeah.
You see what I got to go up against.
Oh, quit it,
Want
Jay. Don't even start.
That's
want
your
to
That's a
be,
team.
competition,
Look, we're a
JB.
team.
yeah, I
Ain't no
want to be
I.
the greatest.
Man, stop it.
She's your competition.
No. We're a team, all of us.
Yeah,
Unicorn
y'all,
Amber. Yeah, all of
y'all.
us got skills.
Yeah, I'm saying. You know, I was telling him earlier. I can't. I ain't. I'm not even in that. I'm not in the same boat. But I think y'all in the same boat. I'm just paddling along beside y'all in my little teeny, like my little canoe or something. Y'all in the
Oh,
big boat. I'm just following behind. When it comes to writing, it's no competition. I can't. I can't. And like you said, I know. I don't mean literal compete. Y'all's a team. What a team, man. Oh God. It's great.
Yeah,
this the year of the poets.
yeah.
I think it is.
So now I got to get off here and write something else.
Look at him. I be lighting him up, Amber.
Look, he's rubbing his head. He's got all kinds of things in his head. He's got to get them out.
Yeah. But y'all check that story out, though. I'm finna jump down right quick, you know.
I am definitely going to.
Yeah. Thank you, JB. But y'all check that story out about that man. All you got to do is Google man eaten by bed bugs in jail. You're going to see all the pictures, the articles, and everything.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. Well, peace out, my brother and my sister. I'll see y'all later.
I love you.
Love you more.
Oh. All right, JB. I guess I will talk to you later. I don't know if you're going to be on tonight. You might be doing some heavy writing. Oof.
No, I'm already motivated now after hearing those 2 poems.
Yeah, let me go before you lose it.
Oh no, I ain't gonna lose it. Well, I appreciate you coming on the panel today. I appreciate Eric B. Together We Break Change Productions, Sippy. I think Miss B and fam came through. Well, I know she did. Deshaun. Let's see if I get his name right. Deshaun, appreciate you dropping through. Deshaun on the track. Butter Road Boutique, thank you for stopping by. Sam Coker, thank you for stopping by. And I just thank each and every one of y'all. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world today, but y'all chose to stop by the Heart of a Poet channel. Means everything. Try to be on again at 6, but if not, you know why. This is God Will's channel. Just may God continue to bless you today. Stay vigilant. Peace.